Hey guys, Zach from Say What Zach here. So we have another night of NHL hockey in the books. I think I'm going to transition this into more or less just doing reviews of the games of the night instead of doing preview then a review, because you can check the app to see who's all playing and you can check way out in advance. But kind of getting the inside scoop, a quick little video about like little things that happen in each video, each game that I've watched. I think that's a little bit more of what people would want to watch. I personally think. Make a quick little video, make some notes on games that happen, things that happen, and then you guys can be on your way. Just to keep you in the loop, updated on hockey stuff that's going on. So, on that note, sorry, just checking, we're going to do the review of the NHL hockey games for January, what did it say, 4th, Saturday, January 4th. Sorry, I forgot the date, a lot of stuff going on. But anyways, Saturday, January 4th. All the games are on. Here's all the games. Let's get into them. And here's your current standings after tonight's games. We're going to do the American Hockey League after this. So, first game, San Jose versus the Columbus Blue Jackets. San Jose wins this one 3-2. And the big note is San Jose is undefeated in 2020. So San Jose has not lost a game yet since the new year has come to pass here. And yeah, the Sharks are slowly, very slowly moving up those rankings. As you can see over here, 41 points. They are 6 points behind Calgary and 7 points behind Winnipeg for those last two wildcard spots. So they're inching their way closer. We'll see. And it seems like they always have like a bad month, good month, bad month. So this might be their good month. Who knows? We'll see. So that was a big thing about that one. Buffalo, Florida. Buffalo wins that one 3-2 in regulation. So Florida doesn't get any points. So that's a big loss for Florida. I would say it's a kind of a big win for Buffalo. They kind of stay within range. They're only 5 points back of Tampa Bay for that third spot in the Atlantic. And they are 4 points back of Philadelphia. Panthers, 2 points back of Philadelphia, so that was a big loss. Could tied Philadelphia tonight. And yeah, they lose a little bit of ground on Tampa Bay. So that was a big win for the Sabres, a little bit of a bad loss for the Florida Panthers. Edmonton, Boston, 4-1 for Edmonton in this game. So the Boston Bruins blew another game. They had a chance to close this one out. They scored early. I watched the first period of this game, but then I turned my attention to the World Juniors because it was a little bit more important. Boston had the first goal on the power play. It looked good, and then they just blew it away to the Edmonton Oilers, losing it in regulation. And if you see this, they're at 59 points. Toronto's at 53. They're getting close. Tampa at 50. They're not running away this division like everybody thought they were going to do. So Boston needs to tighten it up and do it quick, because if they keep doing this, blowing games like that, they're gonna lose out to Toronto and Tampa really quick. Next game, Minnesota and Winnipeg. Minnesota wins this one 3-2 in overtime. So Winnipeg does get a point, which I don't think I updated that. I think Winnipeg's at 49 points now. I'm not 100% sure on that. But either way, they're still right where they are in the standings there. And then Minnesota again gets 2 points. So they inch a little bit closer to a wild card spot and stay within striking distance. So Calgary and Winnipeg both have to be on their toes because Minnesota is nipping at them right now. So that was a big win for Minnesota. Next game, the Golden Knights taking on the St. Louis Blues. Golden Knights win this one 5-4. So it's a huge comeback, which is why I'm wearing the Golden Knights hat, against the Stanley Cup champions. They were down in this game pretty early and came back to strike and win in overtime. So there's a big win for Vegas to keep ahead of the Coyotes and the Vancouver Canucks, because they're both, again, trying to take that spot back from them. And St. Louis, they gain another point. They're not really hurting right now, losing in overtime. So Biggie, you get a point. Yeah, you probably want to win them more than lose them, but you at least got the point. You're still sitting top of your division. You're fine. Next game, Pittsburgh and Montreal. 3-2 was the final for Pittsburgh in overtime, and I've just put how. How is Pittsburgh still winning these games? Losing Jake Gensel, losing Crosby. Next man up, Brian Russ gets a goal tonight. Now he's at 17 or 18 goals in the season. He's looking like he's going to be a 30-goal scorer this year. Who would have thought? I like it because it's my fantasy team, but I don't know how to explain it. And yeah, Matt Murray had a nice bounce back game, so that was good for them as well. If they can get Jari and Murray both going, this team is going to be really deadly. And they keep pace with Washington, making sure they don't feel too comfortable up there. Yeah, there's 61 points to 55 for Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's still saying, hey, you lose a couple games in a row here, we'll be right on your tail. Next game, going back to the top of the board, you got the Toronto Maple Leafs and New York Islanders, which sucks. So I got a New York Islanders jersey from Kitty Commentary. She bought me a New York Islanders jersey. It seems authentic. Pretty sure it's authentic. It's a CCM, so it's an older jersey before I really pay attention to jerseys, so can't quite tell, but it looks authentic. I'm happy with it either way. Got both New York teams now. I wanted to wear it tonight for this video couldn't because they ended up losing 3-0 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So Hutchinson, that's the big storyline, wins the game and gets a shutout. So he not only has won 3 games in a row that he started, but he wins against an Islanders team who is a playoff contender, and he gets a shutout against them on top of that. So if they can get Hutchinson to, I tweeted about this earlier, if he can win games like this in this kind of fashion, this team, Toronto, is going to be super hard to beat because you're going to have Anderson and Hutchinson both playing well, and the scoring that this team can put up, this team's going to be deadly in the second half of the season. As you can tell, they've been on quite a point streak in the run lately. Next game, Tampa Bay taking on Ottawa. Tampa Bay wins this one 5-3 over Ottawa. I put close call for Tampa Bay on here for the Bolts because they almost blew this. When I remember kind of checking the scores the other night, they were pretty much dead even with Ottawa for a good chunk of this game. In the third period, they kind of broke free, but yeah, they almost lost Ottawa for the second time this season, but they didn't. Luckily they pulled away with 2 points in regulation. So Ottawa's kind of starting to drop out of that. I thought for a second, I was like, yeah, maybe, but no, they've lost too many games. They're pretty much done now. Not as done as Detroit, but they are starting to get to that point where it's not going to happen. But Tampa Bay walks away with 2 points, so good for them. Colorado takes on New Jersey, ending New Jersey's winning streak. Colorado wins 5-2. So again, they keep kind of pace with the Dallas Stars and the St. Louis Blues, staying right where they are in that second position in the Atlantic. Coyotes go in and annihilate the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers are in free fall right now. I don't know what's going on with them, but that California trip is kicked their butt. They've now lost, I think, 4 out of 5 games, I think, now, or something like that. I know they lost 2 of the 3 California games. They lost against the Golden Knights and now Arizona. So yeah, I think it's 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5, something like that. It's not looking good right now for Philadelphia. And if you look in the standings, you've got several teams threatening them for that last wildcard spot. That was not something I thought was going to happen a couple weeks ago. I thought Philadelphia was going to run away and start getting close to the Capitals. No, now I'm wondering, are they even going to make the playoffs? Because Carter Hart's looking vulnerable. They can't score. Their defense is not doing good. Yeah, maybe that whole Lindbaum thing has kind of died out now and team's coming back to earth. I don't know. But the big news out of this one, Ranta did get injured. So Coyotes are now down Darcy Kemper. And if Antti Ranta misses any time, that's huge news. That's not going to be good when they start playing against some teams that are doing hot or playing hot and pushing for those playoff spots. Arizona could be looking really rough on that goaltending situation. Plus, Barrett Hayden got injured in the World Cup, World Juniors today. So any chance of him possibly coming back when he got back from there might be out for a few weeks as well, depending on how long he's out at the World Juniors. We'll find out tomorrow. So yeah, anyways, Arizona gets the 2 points, keep pace with the Golden Knights and Vancouver, but they did lose their I guess, other starting goaltenders, so they're now down both starting goaltenders. And Philly is just, yeah, they need to figure out something. Anyways, next game, Vancouver and New York Rangers. Vancouver wins their 7th straight with a 2-1 win over the Rangers. Tyler Myers scores 1:29 left in the third period. So New York almost gets out of here with another point, but they don't. And it was kind of one of those heartbreaking, Georgiev just fell to the ice with his face in the ice. As soon as he scored it, it was just like, yeah, so close to getting at least getting to overtime, getting at least a point. Vancouver takes their 7th straight. Markstrom's looking amazing. He got named to the All-Star game because Marc-Andre Fleury is injured. So Markstrom definitely deserves it. I'm super happy about that. I like the guy. I have him on my fantasy team now too. So I'm super happy that Markstrom is going, and he's been playing amazing for Vancouver lately. And your last game of the night, Nashville beating LA 4-1. Nice bounce back game for Nashville. They've lost 3 in a row now. 2 to Pittsburgh before the Winter Classic. Lost the Winter Classic. And then they came back and finally beat LA. So big game for Nashville to kind of, again, stay keeping pace. They are keeping pace. That's what they need to do right now, and hope that one of the teams in front of them can drop and they can go on a little bit of a streak. But anyways, those are your NHL games for the night. Your current standings are Boston still in first place, Atlantic with 59 points, Toronto with 53 for second, Tampa with 50 in third, Florida with 47 in fourth, Sabres in fifth with 45, Montreal 43 points in sixth, and Ottawa with 37 and seventh. I'm not even going to worry about Detroit because they're not even relevant at this point. You go over to the Metro. Capitals are first place with 61 points. Pittsburgh's with 55 points. The Islanders with 53 points. Carolina with 50. Philadelphia 49 points. You got Columbus 46. The New York Rangers 42, and New Jersey Devils with 36. Who's starting to put it together for New Jersey? So good for them. Jumping over to the West, you got the Central. St. Louis is at 59 points. Colorado at 54. Dallas at 52. Winnipeg at 48. And those are your playoff teams. Then you're looking at Minnesota outside of it with 45. Nashville at 44. And Chicago with 42. And then the Pacific with the Golden Knights at 54. Arizona with 52. Vancouver with 50. You got Oilers with 49. Calgary at 47, then outside the playoff spot, you got San Jose Sharks at 41, LA Kings at 38, and then the Ducks at 37. So, yep, those are your standings after Saturday's games, your scores for Saturday games, and again, there you go, the review for Saturday, January 4th. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Give us a like and a subscribe if you do. This is Zach from Stay With Zach, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.